On this day of giving, WSIU Public Broadcasting is proud to ask for your financial support. Since our founding in 1958, WSIU has grown into one of the most visible and impactful regional public service, education, and outreach programs of Southern Illinois University Carbondale. Southern's 3 public radio stations and 5 public television stations reach a combined audience of 5 million people in 2/3 of Illinois and parts of 6 neighboring states. Our expanding digital service platforms, social media, apps, and podcasts reach even further to audience members worldwide. For the majority of the WSIU audience, their first and perhaps only connection to SIU is through WSIU. A program they watch or a news story they hear may change the way they think about their lives and the world around them. As member stations of the Public Broadcasting Service and National Public Radio, WSIU provides access to a wide range of thought-provoking, non-commercial, educational programming that reaches every segment of the population, free of charge, regardless of income. WSIU TV offers the full lineup of PBS programs, from Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood to Masterpiece Theater, and the PBS NewsHour on 4 digital channels: PBS HD, World, Create, and the recently added 24/7 PBS Kids channel. WSIU Radio features the award-winning NPR news programs, Morning Edition, All Things Considered, Here and Now, Fresh Air, and more. Localism is the key to WSIU's regional impact. Our news and production teams create hundreds of hours of locally produced, original content on a yearly basis, giving voice to the people of our region and shining a unique spotlight on the places and issues impacting our communities. Our local newscasts: WSIU in Focus, Illinois Stories, Capitol View, Illinois Lawmakers, the student-produced River Region Evening Edition, Scholastic IQ, Sounds of the Season, local documentaries, and the new Blanket Fort Radio Theater podcast series all represent WSIU's more than 6 decades of excellence in serving the region and the state of Illinois. Beyond broadcasting, WSIU's education and outreach programs reach tens of thousands of learners of all ages, engage the public in the issues of the day, and contribute to the overall quality of life throughout the Midwest and beyond. Student training has been in our DNA since the very beginning. WSIU is one of the few university programs in the country where students can start working as freshmen alongside their professional counterparts, ready to launch their careers alongside generations of Salukis in all aspects of radio, television, and digital services worldwide. Each semester, over 100 students work in the daily operations of the WSIU stations, newsrooms, content creation, digital and social media platforms, outreach, community engagement, and other key support roles. But none of this is possible without your support on this day of giving. WSIU's diverse and enriching programming, local content, technology, outreach, and community engagement programs are ever changing, and dare we say it, expensive. WSIU needs your financial support now more than ever to invest in the future with new equipment and infrastructure, new program initiatives, and state-of-the-art professional hands-on experience for our SIU students. WSIU Public Broadcasting is powered by you, and thank you. Good morning, Saluki Nation. I'm Jack Titchener, the Interim Director of WSIU Public Broadcasting, along with Jeff Williams, our Director for Radio Operations and all things audio on WSIU. And also a fellow Saluki. Good to have you here.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jack. Glad to be here.
It's a distinct pleasure to be here this morning to help the SIU Foundation move SIU forever forward together. Jeff and I are pleased to be here. What are some of the main things you want folks to come away with today when it comes to telling the WSIU story?
Well, Jack, I think it's such a privilege that the WSIU is part of SIU and its mission. And SIU's mission is part of the foundation of WSIU's mission in improving the lives of the people in the communities that we have the privilege of serving. I think one of the primary ways that WSIU has done that since our inception in 1958 is through being a source of in-depth, independent, strong journalism that keeps our communities connected and informed. We've got more than 300 hours of local programming between radio and television that we produce locally. And to coin a phrase that you're hearing a lot today, the context and the content that we provide help keep all of us in our communities moving forward together. It creates that it's that sense of place and sense of community that we really are all in this is together. And it starts with our daily radio newscasts that you hear, our daily features in focus on radio as well as in focus on television. Of course, the Capitol View as well for our viewers as well. The local and regional news that our region needs to provide the content and the context to be informed and make decisions. And the past year that has been so entirely focused on COVID and how it is impacting our regions. And everything that we have done has helped to coordinate and provide information from our daily newscasts to the WSIU Almanac that provides important information on events going on in communities. It all works together because this thing has been rolled out across the state. It's a little different in each community, but yet it's a shared experience. We're all in the same boat. So this has been one area where I think the strength of WSIU has really shown through in the past year in our dedication to providing the information that our viewers and our listeners want and need, and the value and the impact. That's just not something you find anywhere else.
And you've been doing that throughout the various stay-at-home orders. There have been staff here working in the radio newsroom and operations and engineering, keeping all of the WSIU broadcasting stations on the air uninterrupted throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. And we're so proud of that. We also want to talk a little bit about the arts.
Absolutely.
WSIU is your local connection to the arts through local music and programs like the Acoustic Nature Hour, Rhythm and Bloom, the evening classical music on radio, and this new feature we're so excited about, the Blanket Fort Radio Theater, a great collaboration with the Southern Illinois University Press and Library Affairs. It's fantastic, and of course the SIU Creative Writing Program.
Creative Writing Program as well, and it is a storytelling initiative, and it's a collaborative initiative with WSIU and with SIU Press and the Creative Writing Program. The phenomenal thing about this is it's like no other books on tape you will ever hear. It is actually a true radio dramatization, and it is completely produced by students. And that is what is absolutely an amazing part of this, that students have the opportunity to produce this culturally rich, and because it's with SIU Press, we're focusing on books that have a connection to this region in some way or another. Especially the first two books that we've had in this brand new podcast that is a nationally syndicated podcast that these students are producing and getting ready to do. And it's an amazing opportunity and just a way to really explore and showcase the arts and culture of this region.
We'll talk more about that student connection in just a little bit here, because that's really one of the keys to who we are. WSIU also provides an enormous number of services to our communities that are actually beyond broadcast, and some of them might surprise you. WSIU, of course, is a trusted source for children and families, PBS Kids, instructional, educational television. We just added the 24/7 PBS Kids channel to our service last spring. We're a strategic partner with libraries, museums, and area schools to provide enrichment and training materials to help improve the lives of our children and families. There are also special events like Indolence Pop-Up, the Family Day at Cedarhurst, so much more. And then, of course, there's the Southern Illinois Radio Information Service.
We like to think of that as one of the best kept secrets of WSIU. Cirrus is our reading service for the blind and visually impaired. It's been in operation here in our region for more than 30 years, and WSIU has been a part of that since the very beginning. And it really is a connector. It really provides a lifeline to those that have visual impairments, especially those that have had macular degeneration, have had late onset, where their lives are really we don't even think about it until our daily lives are interrupted. And this service provides local newspapers, and I must say the most popular thing each week is the weekly grocery ads. So imagine if you can't read them and see them, now you can listen to them, and it's a service that we provide free of charge across 7 counties with special free radio, and also now with a live web stream. We can do it just about anywhere throughout the listening area where you're hearing our voices and seeing our faces. We can deliver that service, and it's just such a vital thing. And it relies on fantastic SIU students and community volunteers that donate their time, sometimes an hour or 2 hours a week, reading newspapers and magazines and books and whatever might be of interest to our community. We serve about 1,400 people throughout the region. We know we're only reaching about half of the folks that could potentially benefit from the service, but it's just another vital resource that, because of viewer and listener support, we're able to direct resources to really make that service possible.
And that's important today during this day of giving.
Yeah,
as we move forward together. The address is siuday.siu.edu. Please give us a moment of your time and your financial support today. We were talking a little bit earlier about the student experience being in the DNA. You're a graduate.
Absolutely.
I'm a graduate of SIU, and everything we do here really depends upon the students, and it serves the students' experience here at WSIU. We simply couldn't do what we do here without working with our partners and faculty in the Department of Radio, Television, and Digital Services, Digital Media. We have students working radio on the air, doing news, production, voiceover, station operations. They run cameras, they produce direct lighting, they do lighting, graphics, everything you can think of, and they work very intensely with our social media platforms. So when you see programs on WSIU like the River Region Evening Edition, that's a total student effort. When you see Alt News, Scholastic Haiku, the game show where knowledge rules, all of those have intense student involvement here at WSIU. And that's really one of the things that I think sets WSIU apart from a lot of academic programs across the country. One of the things that I thrill at every time the semester rolls around is students can come in here and start working as freshmen on production crews.
Absolutely.
And they do a fabulous job.
Absolutely.
Everything you can think of. And when we do the live coverage of the governor's budget message and state of the state message, those are SIU students running cameras for a statewide PBS broadcast and NPR broadcast.
Absolutely.
Where can you get experience like this? It's very simple. 4 little letters. WSIU. This is the place to be. And today we need your support to keep this program going. We've been going since 1958, actually a few years before that. And it's all possible with the support of great Salukis in our audience today.
Absolutely. And Jack, on this SIU Day of Giving, you can make an extraordinary difference by helping WSIU to continue our mission to improve the quality of the life of the communities that we serve, as well as support the academic and the public service mission that's so vitally important of SIU and of our current and of our future Salukis. And you talked about the experiential learning experience. Our students get a chance to really apply what they're learning in the classrooms, take chances, develop skill sets that set them apart once they graduate and leave this institution. I know I benefited from that as a student, and I know that the students that have come through in the last 24 years or so I've been here, it's amazing to see what they can do, and it's WSIU and SIU is like a place like none other that you can get that experience.
Jeff, I want to talk a little bit just before we go about how you can make an extraordinary difference today by helping the WSIU stations improve the quality of life in our region and support the academic and public service missions of SIU Carbondale. You can help in a number of ways. Unrestricted gifts, of course, help WSIU by having the flexibility to meet the ever-changing nature of our technology challenges in programming and operating the stations. You can do program and project-specific gifts to allow WSIU to create new and innovative content and outreach services for our audiences. Planned giving opportunities are also very important to WSIU, along with gifts of stock and investments. Always welcome, of course. And of course, with the new building project at WSIU, the communications building overhaul, there are lots of naming opportunities here. You can become an important part of the WSIU legacy and ensure that it continues for years to come. by your support today during the fifth annual Day of Giving here at SIU. And thanks.
Thanks.